Hello, everyone. I'm joined here today with Joe Fernandez. He graduated from UCF in summer of 2018 with an integrated business major, and he works at a local technology firm, Echo Interaction Group. Thank you so much for joining me today, Joe.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course. So the first question I have for you today is tell us about Echo Interaction Group and what you do there.
Sure. So Echo is a local Orlando-based technology firm, and we build mobile apps for companies. And what I do is my focus is marketing, number one, and business development. And number two, I help build some of the augmented reality experiences and assets for that.
Awesome. So could you tell us a little bit about how you ended up at Echo?
Sure. So originally, I had an internship at a tech incubator program called Starter Studio. So essentially, we took 8 startups in, and this is a nonprofit organization. We took 8 startups in and put them essentially through a 3-month boot camp of what an entrepreneur needs to do in order to be successful. So developing their product further, marketing it, and then presenting it. And throughout my time there, I was learning a lot and meeting a lot of people. And I ended up working with one of the startups from that, group, and ended up doing a couple of different jobs, but wound up being a partner and COO for the company that was launchable. And I met a lot of people throughout the Orlando scene who are kind of in my, industry. One of them being Deb O, who had worked at Edge Factory at the time. And we met because they did 3D modeling and animation. We did augmented reality. So it was a natural fit. And we kept in contact. And when I left Launchable, when I graduated, I came to her and asked her, is there anyone you know who would be interested in my set of skills? And as a great connection that she is, she actually introduced me to the CEO of Echo now, and we hit it off. That was about in 2019. So I've been with the company since, and when I first came on, you know, this is a very new industry and I didn't know how much I could contribute or where I could contribute. So I came on with the assumption that my role was to try to find my role. And I think that that's something that a lot of students now could really benefit from is don't just think like there's a hole, I need to fill it. You have to also find the holes. And that's a lot of what working with small companies is about is, where can you fit and where can your strengths really impact the company for the best way. So throughout my time at Echo, I started doing a little bit of marketing and animation, 2D and 3D animation, started creating augmented reality experiences and then doing our videos. So now one of my biggest roles is running and launching our paid ads. So I create the videos and I create the content and I'm pushing it out with a budget monthly. So that's helping us get followers and we're getting attention and it's bringing in business and it's good for business. So that's something that I think that a lot of students could benefit from is actually like learning how to do paid ads on just social media, LinkedIn and Facebook, the things that we already know. Just diving into that business platform a little bit is a real eye opener. It's a lot different than the regular Facebook, but if you can get a grasp on it, I think that's how you can help the company out a lot.
Perfect. Well, that's some great advice for future students. Thank you for that. And what would you say soft learning skills from the integrated business program helped you in your career?
Definitely presenting, being analytical, and just understanding like how all the business aspects kind of fit together. A lot of what we do, we're dealing with higher level employees of the company. So they're overseeing a lot of different programs, and they understand like the facets of the company very well, but at a very shallow level. So understanding sort of a wide range of, you know, how marketing and advertising plays into sales, and then, you know, how that goes into a CRM and you can continue marketing afterwards. Issues with hiring and staffing and budgeting, things like that, project management. I think that's another key thing is if you do work with a project manager and you understand project management, you can alleviate a lot of their stress because you probably understand like what they're going through.
Right. Awesome. Well, what kind of jobs would you have for integrated business students, either technical or non-technical jobs?
A technical job would be a developer, a mobile app developer. That is our main core of our business. But a non-technical job that we may have would be an internship. I've had a buddy of mine who was an IB graduate as well, and he's worked with us and he understands a lot of videography, and he really like understood the business very well. But if they understand that, marketing and advertising would be a big help. So any kind of internship around that.
Perfect. So what are some specific qualities that can make a prospect stand out when applying in your field?
I think how you initially present yourself and like what you leave a employer. So being now that everything's very digital, I've often recommended that students create a simple web page or a landing page. That's creating a landing page is very simple. It's also very useful for businesses. So if you could create one for yourself that makes you stand out and direct them there, it's easy to send someone a link and have them go through the link and be able to view the information like that. It's almost like a resume, right? Just digital, instead of handing someone a piece of paper or asking them to download a document. So I think that that's a very interesting way to stand out.
Right. Maybe something similar to like a LinkedIn profile or something like that.
Yeah, and it could have a lot of the same information, but just seeing someone brand themselves, I feel like would be interesting to see.
Right. Alrighty. Well, my last question for you, Joe, is what are some things that college students looking to work in your field can do to get their foot in the door?
I often advise students to try to work for a startup or a small business. I think it's a great way to get your foot in the door. You can be right next to the CEO or whoever's in charge and really understand the business, all the issues at hand. And it allows you to be able to deal with problems when they come up. If you understand it at a small scale, if it does expand, then you can handle it from there. It's also a great way to help a company and see a lot of results up front. I think as a student, that is like one of the things that drove me is where can I make a difference and what can I do to make the biggest impact, positive impact, hopefully. And I think working for a startup, because you can also direct how the company goes. Whereas if you start at like a Fortune 500 company, you're just another one of the employees, and if you have an idea, it probably has to go through multiple chains of command. And so I think that working for a small company at first to get your foot in the door allows you to learn a lot about what you want to do, but also the business hand at it.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for joining me here today. It was such a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm sure you gave a lot of great advice for students graduating.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you.